You can hear me properly?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, have you recently joined Theatre Without Borders?
Yeah, it's been lovely.
Mm,
Yeah, so
okay.
if you don't mind, I just have a couple of questions for you about them.
Sure, sure. Go ahead.
Um, how has being a part of Theater Without Borders affected your life and your career?
Well, we believe in Theatre Without Borders, but mostly it is borders around us in Pakistan, where we have had historically problems, wars, and hatred and distrust of each other, and the need to spread the message of hope and creativity. I'm talking about our border with India. So, because as you know, India and Pakistan were one country till 1947, and we still remain culturally and as people geographically very much interconnected. So then we had borders on the other side, Afghanistan, Iran. So that had been our desire. And then also beyond India, Bangladesh, which used to be until 1971 a part of Pakistan, and then they achieved independence. So we had tried to reach out to them also because we shared not only as nationals of the same country, but also culturally, religiously, we had a lot of historical connections and heritage. So, as far as the West is concerned in America, uh, I think mostly people had been on the receiving and getting aid or getting multinational companies coming and imposing themselves here and influencing the economy and political scene. But Theatre Without Border, Theatre Without, like Medicine Without Border, and so many other organizations, and my own organization, Amnesty International, which is a human rights organization which has similar objectives. I have been associated with Amnesty for a very long time, worked in their secretariat, and also worked with them in other positions from Pakistan, Hong Kong, etc. So, with that kind of context, Theatre Without Border was something which I immediately embraced. And the person I embraced was Roberta Levito when we met in New York at a conference. And I realized that she and this concept of Theatre Without Border was something very much needed and very much important for people all over the world, especially when it comes to the Western and American cultural and political negative influence. There is a need to connect with the real American people, real American artists, which many people did not know how they felt and what kind of work they were doing. So this was our interaction with the Theatre Without Border, and then the network and the interaction has been going on ever since.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Um, what has been your role in Theater Without Borders, and how has that changed since its founding?
Well, I have been attending Theatre Without Borders events physically as well as from remote, and I've been interacting. Occasionally, we meet also, sometimes in the US, sometimes out of the US. Like I remember meeting Roberta and her lovely husband in Cairo, Egypt, at a conference, and then some other friends from the organization in Cairo, Egypt. Sorry, in Fujairah, UAE, at the International International Theatre Congress. Then we met at during we had tours of the the US by some uh, third world, you can say, artists from uh, I think Jordan and Iraq, I think Iraq and myself and Middle East, and we had attended conferences and we watched plays, and then I've been. I also attended conferences, peace conferences organized by Cynthia Cohen, um, and that was also something related to the work of Theatre Without Border. Then, whenever we needed information, we used to access uh, what is going on in the world, what kind of dialogue is going on, conversations about politics, culture, and people from different regions. And like on one occasion, and Theatre Without Border, uh, like you can say, moving spirit. Roberta was very nice of her to send a message to uh, to us when we held an international conference in 2024 in Lahore, Pakistan. It was called Dosti International Festival, and she sent a wonderful message which we included in our brochure and also played it on video. And it was wonderful to have this kind of voice coming from the US.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Um, how has Theater Without Borders, do you think that Theater Without Borders has directly impacted people? Like, what are some changes that it has brought to people's lives?
Well, basically, it is a feeling that we are a community, a virtual community, but also occasionally leading to physical interaction and meetings somewhere in the world where uh, this kind of theater which is meant to promote peace and understanding and creativity. So so that feeling is nice that we can always talk to them or to go to their website or ask questions, get information what is happening, conferences, festivals, and any other things which impact on the artist community or on the world peace. So I think this kind of organization is having this knowledge that they are there and benefiting from them without any material or bureaucratic interaction. So, any other cumbersome system which may exist for other organizations. I think a voluntary organization like Theatre Without Border, which is always there, you are a part, and everyone is equally committed to it and equally responsible. So I think it is good to know that they are there and they're there whenever we need. God forbid if we are in trouble, if the government here is becoming more hostile to theater workers, and it has happened in the past. I myself has have experience of being imprisoned or thrown out of job or going in exile during military dictatorships. So I think it is a feeling like Amnesty International, if you are a prisoner of conscience or it's a issue of human rights, and Theatre Without Border, if we want solidarity and support from our colleagues all over the world, and if we want to help them also, the Palestinian theatre groups, whenever they have called for a show of solidarity, it is good to know that we have connections and we can interact with them. So I think they're just being there is something very kind of satisfying for us.
Yeah, exactly. That's fantastic. Yeah. Um, what personal goals have you reached through Theater Without Borders, and how has it helped you reach those goals?
Well, I mean, personally, of course, I love the people involved, and they include La Mama team also, and then the others like our friends in Georgetown University, and then Cynthia Cohen I mentioned, and then there are colleagues in Los Angeles. So personally, having connections is something which is quite inspiring, and in future, I mean, we should be more interactive, more actively involved, and unfortunately, sometimes you get involved in so many pressing things that you the connection is kind of on hold for some time. Like recently, there have been so many serious issues right next door in the Gulf, Iran and Americans and Israelis fighting, and hopefully with the help of our own Pakistani government, things have been kind of taken a turn for better, and negotiations are going on. But I think that we, as theater workers, should have been more active and more supportive of the theater workers who have been impacted and have suffered in Palestine or in Iran. So we ourselves also, and Theatre Without Border and other organizations, I think in future we'd like them to be more interactive and more proactive, and more sort of raising stronger voice from the theater community for peace and for a goal or a purpose which makes it difficult for certain powerful countries to impose their will on smaller countries. So I think uh, this peace side of Theatre Without Border should be. Maybe it is already they're playing an active role, and I'm not aware of that. But I think that is an area that theatre cannot exist without peace and without an atmosphere where you can express yourself, your creativity, and your social role. So I hope in future we'll be more proactive for peace.
Interesting. I like that. So, kind of in the same vein of that, what are your thoughts and opinions on Theater Without Borders' decision to remain impartial in matters of big conflict?
Um, Impartial in, sorry, say it again.
Yeah, to because they decided not to take a stand on one side or another in any conflict. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I can understand if they stay away because it's such a complex issue. Then you get too much involved in politics, either your own national politics or international politics. So, but I think that voice for peace and uh, like raising your voice for the theater makers who are under duress or under threat. I think that can still be done. So, but of course, one has to do it very carefully. But I think that remaining neutral on issues of war and peace is not an option. Uh, Politics, party politics, fine. Country versus country, fine. But the principles which affect you directly as theatre theater makers. If they are threatened, then you have to take a stand. But of course, a stand is not necessarily a political stand, and you have a campaign or you have organized rallies or raise slogans. I mean, there are ways of expressing solidarity and coming to help of each other without slogan mongering.
I like that. Yeah. Um, and one more question for you. What are your thoughts on Theater Without Borders' decision to remain completely grassroots without funding or paying anybody, and the inequities that kind of arise with that?
Yeah, well, of course, funding can make uh, things better organized, or you can be more effective. As they say, money makes the mayor go. But I think I agree. Not having funding gives you a certain kind of independence, and also a certain kind of recognition as an impartial, independent organization. And there are so many other organizations who have huge resources, and they're doing either good job or reasonable job within the US or in other parts of the world. So let them do it. But an organization like Theatre Without Border is needed, where no money is involved, no country politics is involved, and we are looking beyond the borders, reaching out to our colleagues across the borders, across the oceans. So I fully support and understand the decision not to have this funding chains attached to Theatre Without Border. It could be counterproductive, or at least it can affect your independence and your stature.
Yes, yeah.
We have that experience in Pakistan. We also we are not funded, and that makes us more open and free and easy to easy going in terms of our decision making. We are not accountable to any authority in Pakistan or abroad, and it is not easy, but I think it allows you to play your role more effectively.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I really like that. Um,
Okay.
Thank you so much. This was really
All right.
incredible.
It was a pleasure, and have a good, nice day.
You too. Enjoy your day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.